Harivamsha Parva commences with the description of the cosmological process which involves themes like the Adi Sarga, that is the first creation, Daksha Srishti, which is Daksha's creation, Marud Utpatti, that is the creation of various kinds of beings, Prithupakhyāna, the narrative of King Prithu, and Manvantarani, the periods of the various Manus. Now, I would like to discuss the Akhyana, or rather the Upakhyana of Prithu in some detail. This Upakhyana goes right back to the period of the Rigveda, and it developed over the centuries. You also have a reference to the Prithu Upakhyana in the Mahabharata, but the Mahabharata narrative is quite concise. Now, the Harivamsha has assigned a detailed treatment to Prithu and his milking the earth. Now, as per this text, a king called Vena was born in the lineage of Anga, who was born in the lineage of Atri. Now, Vena was not at all dutiful, and he behaved the way he liked, very arbitrarily with his people. Now, under Vena, we are told by the Harivamsha that the subjects gave up the study of the Vedas and making the call of Vashat. Now, Vena, because of his arrogance, was killed by the rishis, and Prithu emerged from his right hand. Now, Brahma, the gods, and the Angi Rasas, all movable and immovable beings, crowned Prithu as the king of the people. Due to the affection range of the people which towards Prithu, he was given the title of Raja. So, the text is also giving you the etymology of the term Raja. And the subjects appealed to Prithu to provide them with livelihood. Now, what did Prithu do? Prithu is said to have lifted his Ajagava bow and arrows to kill the earth and feed his people. Now, the earth feared Prithu, and she assumed the form of a cow and began to run, with Prithu following her. Now, the earth requested Prithu to spare her and reminded him that she is the support of the entire world, and in her absence, his subjects would be destroyed, and that she will be covered with food. That is what she promises to Prithu, that she will be covered with food. Now, Prithu instructed the earth in the form of a cow to become his milk-making daughter, Duhitru, so that he could milk grains from her. Now, obviously, if you have to milk the cow, you need a calf, a vatsa. So she requested Prithu to arrange for a calf whom she could lactate. She also pleaded with the king to level her up so that her milk could spread, could flow without any obstacles and nourish the world. Now, Vaishnavism tells Janamejaya that Prithu lifted rocks with the tip of his bow and placed them on mountains. In the previous creation, the surface of the earth was not leveled, and there was no distinction between towns and villages. Now, there was a total absence of cow herding, grains, ploughing, and trade routes. Now, here we have the three principal sources of Vārttā or livelihood, that is agriculture, animal husbandry, and trade. And these three have been spoken about by Kautilya in the Arthashastra, and of course many other texts. Now, all these things began to develop during the reign of King Prithu. And we are told that before King Prithu, that is before agriculture and all started, The people collected fruits and roots, but it was a tough act. Now, this is a very important statement. If we see from the archaeological point of view, of course, we have the origin of agriculture in the Neolithic period, but before that, people were in the hunter-gatherer stage where they would hunt animals and eat naturally available fruits, roots. They did not know how to grow their own food. This is a very important statement which the text is making, and it shows the awareness of the text as far as human history is concerned. Now, coming back to the narrative, Prithu made Swayambhuva Manu as the calf, as the Vatsa, and milked different types of grains from the earth. Vaishnavism further tells that the people have survived till this present times on these very grains. Now, after Prithu had milked the cow, that was the earth began to live with towns and villages. So here also, there is a distinction among settlements. So there were urban settlements and there were the rural settlements. And she was giving grains as a tribute to the king. So we have a reference to taxation here. And as per her request, Prithu levelled her, and the text tells us that once Prithu accomplished this task, towns and villages emerged, and so did grains, cattle herding, ploughing, and trade routes. The people began to resort to these three sources of livelihood. Therefore, Prithu has been called the primordial giver of livelihood, Sanatana Vrittidaha. And it is suggested that apart from the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas too should venerate Prithu, because it was he who provided livelihood to them.